Jaqueline.
Hi, Jacqueline. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. I have a question. What can you tell me about energy recovery ventilators and heat recovery ventilators?
Well, which one are you installing in your new home?
We are installing an energy recovery ventilator.
An energy recovery ventilator is usually known as an ERV. Your ERV will bring fresh air into your house, so the air is healthy and any pollutants in the house is diluted. And at the same time, the ERV is removing some air from the house, so there's a balance of incoming air and exhaust air.
Where does the energy part come in?
The ERV does a neat trick with the two air streams. On the way out, the exhaust air transfers energy to the incoming fresh air. And in the winter, that means that the incoming air is warmed up, and in the summer, the incoming air is cooled off and dehumidified. Energy refers to the transfer of both heat and moisture between the incoming and outgoing air. And doing it this way minimizes the energy impact of ventilating your house and makes sure the fresh air doesn't make you uncomfortable.
Okay, and how is that different than a heat recovery ventilator?
A heat recovery ventilator is usually known as an HRV. It does the same thing as an ERV. It brings in fresh air and removes stale air to keep the house healthy and comfortable. But an HRV doesn't transfer moisture from one airstream to the other, just heat. In the winter, that means an HRV will tend to dry out a house, and in the summer, an HRV will bring in moisture. Most homes with air conditioning benefit from an ERV rather than an HRV because that helps the air conditioning keep humidity in check.
Aha, well, we will have air conditioning, so I definitely think we made the right choice there. We are installing an air source heat pump in our home, and I'm curious, how will the ERV help keep our home, comfortable and healthy like you say it will?
Your heat pump pushes heated or cooled air through ducts to all the rooms in your house, and your ERV mixes fresh air into the ducts, so all the rooms get some fresh air too. This is especially important for rooms where you spend a lot of time, like bedrooms and the living room. With the ERV, even a bedroom with a closed door won't be stuffy, and a living room full of guests will feel fresh even with the windows closed. Remember that the ERV is removing air from the house at the same time, so indoor pollutants such as carbon dioxide, particulates, and volatile organic compounds are going out with the exhaust air. And all that adds up to indoor air that's more like outdoor air in terms of freshness, but it's comfortably heated and cooled.
Okay, so are there other questions I should ask our builder or HVAC contractor about?
Yes, definitely. Any ventilation system needs to be commissioned, which just means that it's doing what it's supposed to do. The installer needs to make sure the heat pump and ventilator are working together, and they're also responsible for setting up the controls. Since you're participating in an efficiency program, you have a building performance consultant, and they may measure and adjust the airflow of the ventilation system. This is an important step, so anyone that doesn't have a building performance consultant should make sure the installer or manufacturer measures and adjusts the airflow.
Great. We do have that, which is great. How do I know that the ERV is sized correctly for my house?
So let's start with the design. The best design for balanced ventilation is continuous low volume ventilation. But you should also be able to increase the ventilation flow when you've taken a shower or when you're cooking or when you have guests. So the right size ventilator is big enough to boost to high speed, but the controls should also allow low speed operation. Just for sizing purposes, you can think of about 50 CFM, which means cubic feet per minute of air. 50 CFM per bedroom is a good way to start thinking about size. Though a small home could get away with less, and a large home would need more air, regardless of how many bedrooms there are.
Got it. Now, can you tell me more about controls? What am I supposed to do there?
I'm so glad you asked about that. If you have a balanced ventilation system, you really do need to know how to operate it. The best setup, as I said, is continuous ventilation. Since your ventilation air is riding along with the heating and cooling air, that means your heat pump has to circulate the air also. There's a ventilation setting on most modern heat pumps and air handlers that moves just enough air to distribute the ventilation. When you need more ventilation air, use the ventilator control to put the ventilator on high speed. Most controls will return the ventilator to normal speed after some given amount of time. And importantly, don't ever turn off the ventilator or disable the continuous circulation of the heat pump. And that will make sure that you're just always getting ventilation air.
Okay, that's great to know. Jotting that down right now. One more question before I let you go. I wanted to also ask about maintenance. Is there anything I should be doing to maintain my ERV?
Yes, again, I'm so glad you asked about that. Your ERV has filters to keep bugs and dust and pollen out of the house and to protect the ERV. The filters need cleaning or changing periodically, just like a furnace filter. Also, check the air intake on the outside of your home to make sure leaves or grass clippings haven't clogged up the screen. About every 3 months is a good interval for doing filter maintenance, and don't forget to put the ventilator back to normal operation after you've done your maintenance.
Okay, I'm taking note of that as well. Well, thanks so much, Li-Ling, for joining me today and telling me all this stuff.
You're welcome. It's good to see you, and we'll see you again next time.
We'll see you
Bye.
again. Bye.